Jesse. Alright, cool. I'm live. Don't know if anybody's going to be on here with me today. Hi everybody, or anybody that's going to be watching this video. I am doing the live tutorial for our little girl in the rain piece for tomorrow, so I want to do a quick live tutorial on that. I'm not going to really wait for anybody to jump on because I'm not sure who's planning. I see there's a couple people on here already. If you guys are on here with me, say hello. Don't forget to say hi. So again, in a few moments, I'm going to be drawing this piece. So you guys that are going to be drawing it with, or drawing it to be ready for tomorrow. So you're going to draw it along with me, or whenever you watch the video. I'm not going to be doing the drawing tutorial tomorrow. We're just going to be painting it. If you guys did the little cutout, here's what the cutout looks like. Okay, I got my little cutout. Whoop, let me jump on my page here on my phone, because that's where I can see the questions. If anybody has any questions. All right, here we go. Anyway, here's the little cutout for those of you that downloaded it and cut it, or downloaded it and cut it out from the thing a couple days ago. It's actually like this. It sits across the front of the canvas like that. Okay. I'm not going to be talking too much about this today, but this is what it'll look like for those of you that are going to be doing it like this. If you guys are doing the cutout part of it, go ahead. You're going to want to trace it on your canvas blank before we put any paint on. Okay. You can do that beforehand, or you can do that with me at the beginning of the painting session tomorrow, because it won't take us too long. We're going to do that part together. Hang on. Let's see. Let me jump on, guys. I need to get on my Facebook page here real quick. Make sure I don't miss anybody's questions because I can't see them on my computer. Again, I don't know why, but all right. I'm having a little hard time scrolling down. We'll figure that out in just a little bit. Real quick before we get started, next week, here's our piece for next week for Father's Day, or the day before Father's Day. There's a little boat little boat painting that we're going to be doing. So I will be providing a little cutout for that, for the boat. I'm actually going to be drawing that live when we actually do the painting. I'll be showing everybody how to draw it. So, but as an alternative, I am going to be posting up a cutout for you guys to download and stuff. All right, I can see people on here with me. What's up, Alfredo? Hi, Eleanor. Rebecca, what's up? Who else? Anyway, I can't see who else is watching. Caesar's on here. What's up, Caesar? Anyhow, that boat is for next week. The little sailboat is for next week. And then at the end of the month, we're going to be doing this guy right here. So I mentioned in the post about this that some of these flowers are actually paper flowers. Some of them are painted on. Some of them are glued on. So those are going to be optional, right? But for those of you that are looking to get those little flowers, you can pick those up at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. They look kind of like this. Whatever flowers you find are going to be fine. All right, don't worry about them trying to match them up exactly like the ones I've got on here. But Michael's has them. That's little cool little flowers, big size, big flowers. But whatever you guys find, you guys can use for that. Okay, so anyhow, all right. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions before we jump on here? Yeah, Carol says she loves the truck. Yeah, the truck's really cool. The truck is super cool. The flowers give it a cool little 3D effect. So yeah. But let's see. No questions. Huh? All right. Okay, guys. I'm about to flip around to the other side to draw our little girl in the rain. All you guys are going to need is a pencil and an eraser. The video is going to be staying up for those of you that missed the live session. So if you're not here live, you are going to be able to watch it later today or tomorrow morning or whatever before we do our piece. But you guys want to have it done, drawn in. If you're actually going to draw it by hand, you want to have it drawn in before we actually start the painting tomorrow. If you're going to be tracing it, no big deal. I'll be talking about how to trace it during our session, so don't worry about that. But if you're going to be drawing it, definitely you want to do it beforehand, because I'm not going to be talking about the drawing part of it during. So here's the little cutout. I just want to show what it looks like when you compare it, when you bring it up to the canvas. I'm using a 16 by 20 inch canvas. Whatever size you guys have, when you guys make your little cutout, you're going to have to adjust it with your printer or your copier. You're going to have to adjust the size accordingly to try to make it fit your canvas, right? So if you're using an 11 by 14 or whatever it is, you'd want to shrink it before you cut it out. So you'll have to kind of play with it a little bit. Again, this is for those of you that are doing the actual tracing of the piece. So that's all I'm going to say about that today, because all we're going to do right now is draw our little girl in the rain. I'm going to turn this over at an angle so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be right in front of the camera for the most part. Or sorry, right in front of the canvas. I got to bring the camera forward. All right. Bear with me, guys. Just going to set all this up real quick. Now, I understand that the angle is going to be a little bit odd because I've got to turn the canvas. Whoop, just lost the light. I have to turn the canvas towards me so I can, because I'm drawing it, I got to have it right in front of me so I'm not screwing up the angles on it. Proportions and stuff will look a little bit better. So, all right, that's the reason for it being at an angle. I know normally the canvas is like this. When you guys are painting with me, the canvas is usually like this straight on. In this case, I need to have it like this. Otherwise, I'm going to be drawing at a weird angle, and things aren't going to look so great. But from time to time, I will turn it towards you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. So get your pencil ready. You want to have an eraser. Okay, hang on a second. Let me straighten this guy out. So all I'm going to be using is a regular pencil with an eraser. Nothing fancy. You know, the eraser, you can erase on canvas. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm also going to outline it. I'm going to outline what I draw in pencil. I'm going to outline it. Let me adjust this guy just a little bit. I'll be outlining it either in pencil or in marker. I'm not sure yet. Let me see what's going to work best. The reason why I'm going to outline it is so that you guys can see what I'm drawing. It might be a little difficult for you guys to pick up my pencil marks on camera, so I need to trace it so that you guys can see it. Bear with me just a second while I grab a marker, and we will get on with the show. Again, guys, if you just joined in, I'm going to be leaving the video up so that those that miss the live session can do it tomorrow or later on today. All right, hang on. All the colors on the painting are going to be optional, like it usually is with these, right? For those of you that want to use different colors, like for your umbrella, for the boots, etc., I'm going to leave that up to you guys to decide what to do on that. But as for me, I'm going to be sticking with the original colors that I'm original paint colors that I've got on the piece now. All right. Sorry about the delay. We're going to get on with this. So as far as the drawing itself, here we go. Let's see. All right. Here we go, guys. So again, I'm going to be doing it in pencil first, and then I'm going to outline it in a darker, either marker or pencil, depending on the situation. If you guys ask any questions, if you guys put up any questions, I have my phone here next to me so I can answer as long as I see it. I'm going to try to look at my phone from time to time. All right. So first thing I always do when I'm going to be drawing something, I like to kind of mark out some important parts of the piece. For example, where the top. So the top of my umbrella is going to be about right here. So I'll just mark that off with a little light line. The bottom of her boots, the heel, will be about down in here. So I just mark those off lightly. I don't make these too dark. Hopefully you guys can see those. Yeah, there we go. I can see them. I can see them on my computer, so you guys should be able to see them also. So we start with that. We mark off kind of our outlines, or the edges. Whoop. Let me lower the volume on my laptop. Otherwise, we're going to get some feedback. So here's the top, where the top of my umbrella is going to be. Here's where the bottom of my boots are going to be. Okay. So again, I use those to give me a guideline. I don't want to start. I start making everything so large that when I get to the bottom, I realize that I've made everything so big that now I don't have enough room for the boots. So that's one way I like to start a drawing. From here, I'm going to go to the edges. How wide is my piece? So the umbrella, whatever size canvas you're looking at, you're using, you're going to have to basically change the dimensions, not so much the proportions, but the dimensions of the piece to fit your canvas, right? So if you're looking at the edges of your canvas, know that the umbrella on the original piece is pretty large and it comes really close to the edges. Now, hopefully the canvas that you guys are using is taller than it is wide, right? Again, I'm using a 16 by 20 inch, so it's it's a longer canvas or taller canvas than it is wide, so it kind of helps to use the same proportions as what are on the original. If you have a more square piece, then you're going to have to adjust a little bit, okay? So we got our umbrella, comes close to the edges. So one little points of the umbrella is about right here. I'll come over and do the same thing on the other side. Now the nice thing about doing this in pencil is that you can make adjustments, right? If I make a mistake, if I don't like let's say for example here, I can go like this, simply erase it and make an adjustment. You bring that point down a little bit. I'll do the same thing to this side. I'll just bring it down a little bit. Okay? And that's what we're going to start with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this guy, my wrist, my finger, my knuckle of this finger, I lay it on the canvas, and I use my hand almost as a compass. Right? I leave that part of my hand on the canvas, and I turn my wrist. Okay? And that gives me that little curvature for the umbrella. All right, cool. From there, we know that this is obviously, we have the umbrella, we have to have the bottom part of the umbrella. There's a little point right about right here. So these points, these guys right here are almost halfway. If I drew a line across the points of this umbrella, it's almost, not quite, but it's almost, maybe it's not quite halfway, but it's close to halfway between this point and the top, right? So actually I'm going to adjust this a little bit to make that more obvious. So again, if I was to draw a line across these 2 points, it's almost between this point and that point. So from here, actually I'll start from this side. We're going to go like this, a little curve. I'll make it a little bit bigger like that. And then another little curve that comes across and down. All right. And I will bring that down a little bit more. There we go. You guys want to keep taking little steps back, looking at your drawing, the proportions, whoops, and make little adjustments. This side right here. Don't worry, guys, if I'm going a little on the fast side, just let me know. Also, keep in mind that you're going to be able to go back and watch this again. All right, so there's our umbrella. Nice and easy. You want to break it down into its little components. Eleanor says, yeah, I think I'll be cutting out the silhouette. All right, no worries. Just remember that when you cut out your silhouette, you want to make it proportional to your canvas, right? So my canvas is really large. If I use regular paper, size paper to copy and cut out the piece, I will probably need to break it down into 2 pieces. So I would copy half of the girl on one piece and then the other half on the other piece, cut them both out, maybe tape them together, and then bring those over to the canvas. You have some time, guys, so play around with it a little bit, and you'll figure it out. Okay. All right. So here's our umbrella. We got our umbrella down. What's next? We got the body of the girl. her arms come down like this on the sides, then they come in to her waist, drops down a little bit, and then you got the flaring out of the dress that comes down, and then you got her legs, right? Her legs and the boots and everything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mark off where the top of her legs, let me show you on the original piece. Don't stress, guys. If you're not following along, you're going to be able to watch it later so you can play it back. So right here, this is what I'm going to mark off right now. So, and I can adjust this. Just because I make a mark here in a second doesn't mean that I have to stick with that. But I'm going to mark this line across right here. Okay? Again, guys, you'll be able to come back and watch this at your leisure. So I'm going to go about right here. Mark off where the top of her legs are. Nice and light. Okay, nothing crazy. Then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out and draw her dress. Notice how I'm holding the pencil, nice and loose. I'm not holding it all rigid like this. I don't need that. I could if I was going to be super precise on stuff, but these pencil lines that I'm making are really light, and I can always erase them if there's any corrections that I need to make. So anyway, that's the bottom of her dress. Flares out this way. I'm going to then come over this way and bring it over to the left. Nice and easy. Nothing to it. Don't overthink it. These are just lines, right? We've got a line that goes like this. We've got a line that goes like that. And we've got a line that goes like that. So from there, we're going to bring up now her bow. The bow that's on her dress sits a little higher. If you were to go across the middle of the canvas, which is about right here, the bottom, her bow sits a little higher than halfway across the canvas. So here's the middle of my canvas horizontally, horizontally. I'm just going to draw a little line across the top. That's where that bow is going to sit. Okay. All right. So from here, I'm actually going to bring up. So this bow's actually, the top of the bow's about right here, the bottom of the bow's right there. From here, I'm going to draw a little line that goes up, right down the middle of her body. So this little line starts from the point of the umbrella at the top and comes straight down to the bottom where her heels of her boots are. That just gives me a little bit of a marker. So that's the middle of her body. Okay? So the umbrella covers up her head. You don't see her head. All you see is her arms coming down right about where the shoulders are. So we're going to start there. So you want to find your width. She's kind of a thin, she has a little bit of a thin body. So a couple little lines right and left. Okay, just like that. That's where her elbows sit. Right here's where the elbows are. Arms comes right down across. I can draw a little line. Just to help me, I'm going to draw a little line that goes across like this. Again, folks, you can always make little adjustments as you go. That's what you do when you're drawing with pencil. Actually, when you're doing anything, any painting, any drawing, it's all about making little adjustments. So if this line right here is a little too high, when I step back and look at it, it's a little high, so all I do is come in and erase it. Nice and easy. So I bring it down a little bit lower. Okay, just like that. I'm going to connect her arms to that. So this is where the crooks of her elbows are, right? The elbows would be right here. Okay? So we know that she has a little waist. Something like that. This is her waist. From here, comes down a little bit on each side. And then I want to bring this out to connect to the dress. This line I can already tell I'm probably going to need to bring it down a little bit. I have it a little too high. We'll see here in a bit. Once I have the other side drawn in and her legs drawn in, I'm going to gauge it and see if I need to bring the line at the bottom of her dress down a little bit. Okay, so now I connected this side. I want to connect the other side. All right, so I bring this down. Again, look at how I hold the pencil. Nothing crazy. Nothing fancy. Doesn't need to be perfect right now. Okay? I'm going to take a little step back, and sure enough, I'm going to bring this guy down. It's a little, so her dress is a little too short. I want to make it a little bit longer. If you guys want a short dress, if you guys want a wide dress, long dress, all of that is up to you if you're drawing it by hand. If you're going to be using the cutout, the proportions are already set for you. All I'm trying to show you guys, for those of you who want to do it by hand or you want to learn a little bit about drawing, this is one way to approach it. Again, you keep everything nice and loose. Nothing fancy, don't overthink it. Excuse me. So I'm making little lines. There I go across. And then, now, I'm liking this much better. You make little adjustments as you go. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time. Even if you guys have your little cutout, if you guys are going to be using the cutout, I would recommend trying to actually draw the piece. Okay, just to give you guys a little bit of practice. So there's my dress. Now I'm going to bring in the legs, right? Just going to draw little vertical lines where legs should be, all the way down to the boots. Okay. Ariel says, you're stressing me out with the lines. They're not perfect like they should be. What? They don't have to be perfect. You make little adjustments as you go. Okay? First, almost never are every first line that you drop down on a drawing are they going to be perfect, right? So you make adjustments as you go. You slowly mold the piece with your eraser and your, the point of your pencil. Slowly mold it to what you want it to look like. So you want to take little steps back, look at the piece, and then make adjustments wherever you feel like you need to make them. So here's our legs. Okay, she has a pair of boots, of which you can only see the one that's furthest back, right? The one that's behind her. She's got her little feet together, almost like she's taking a little step, and her right foot is in front of her left, so you can see the boot, the majority of the boot behind her. Okay, so there's that little, I'm not sure what you'd call that at the top of the boot. That comes down. I know I said I was going to be tracing it in pencil, in a different colored pencil, darker colored pencil, but it looks like I can see on the piece, no problem. Hi Kathy, saludos. Okay, so here's the boot, one boot, here's the other boot. You just see part of it, right? So you see the top of the other boot, and you bring that down. Don't stress, guys. This isn't about, I know drawing can be stressful, but all you have to do is practice it. Don't try to be perfect the first time you draw something. That's going to lead you to frustration. And don't give up. So here I can just take a little step back and look at it from a slight distance to see where I need to make adjustments. I'm pretty happy with it. But if I need to make adjustments, I do. Like for example here, I can bring my line down a little further. Okay, just like that. Okay, there we go. The bow is going to sit right here. I'm going to go ahead and color that in. Whoop, the bow's right here, right at her waistline. The waist can be looked at as a sideways figure 8. There's that little bow. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and adjust the angle on those elbows. So they turn up a little bit. Right? She's holding her umbrella, so her arms are slightly angled up. There's her waist. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring that waist up on either side. Okay. Then I'm going to bring down, so here's her waist, and you got her arms coming down a little on either side. You want to make a little opening, right? So this is the opening between her arm and her back, or her side. You want to do that on either side. And I know again, guys, that I'm going a little on the fast side. It's not necessary for you guys to try to keep up. Simply come on back. Come on back and slow it down, pause it, watch the video again. Okay, so my girl has no waist, or sorry, she has a pretty straight back, goes right into her waist. I want to adjust that. I want to give her a little bit more of a waist. So I'm going to erase this right here. Again, guys, there's nothing wrong with erasing. Don't make your lines super dark, because that will make it harder for you to erase. But because we're going to be painting out your pencil marks. You're going to be painting right over them, right over anything that you don't like. So I'm going to widen out her upper body just a little bit, bring her arms out just a little bit. Now I'm going to bring her waist up, curve it back out a little, give her a little bit more of a girly figure. Okay, elbows go in. And then I've got my, do that all over again. Okay, there we go. Now she has a little bit more of a curve. I can also bring this up a little bit. So again, make little adjustments. If you're tackling this by hand, make little adjustments. Don't stress it. Especially if you're trying to learn how to draw, it takes time. Just like with everything else. I've been drawing since I was a little kid. So I've had a lot of practice. But anyhow, there she is. We're going to leave this like this for now. Tomorrow when we start the painting, we're going to come in and draw all the little intricate lines like this right here with paint. Right? Also, for those of you that are doing your, they're going to be doing the cutout. We're going to go ahead and add these lines into the cutout, the details on the inside. So the cutout obviously doesn't have all that detail, right? It doesn't have all the little details on the inside. It's just the outline. But we're going to add those in at the very beginning of the painting session tomorrow. All right? But all right, everybody. That is it. Quick little drawing tutorial. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. We're going to have some fun. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Send me questions on Messenger. I don't know how many people are going to be joining, but it's going to be fun. And then once again, don't forget about Father's Day. Father's Day, we're going to be doing that cool boat. It's a cool little sailboat. Oh, really quick, before we go there. On the piece, we got all these little glitter. We got glitter, regular glitter paint, like the stuff that I've shown you guys plenty of times. Then I have all these little glitter bits, larger glitter bits that I have on here. That's all optional, right? If you guys can get some of this stuff, cool. If not, don't worry about it. But I do have a bunch of little round gold. Most of them are gold. I think I have a couple of blue ones throughout. But these little round glitter balls. Not quite balls, but close to balls. All right, everybody. Don't be scared. Give it a shot. You got nothing to lose by trying. If you don't want to attempt it on your canvas, draw her on a piece of paper. It's good little practice. All right? Okay, everybody. Thank you guys for joining in. The few of you that are on here right now, I will see you guys mañana. Okay, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock is our check-in. We start painting at 1:20. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.